ball games, and you put a lot of pressure on your opponent from just an offensive standpoint, especially with the threes going in early.
Yeah, that's big for us. You guys have been watching us since the season. We haven't had a ton of great starts, but it's definitely something we've been working on, and it's good to see us share the basketball, get to the paint, kick out, knock down open threes, and just the force and the pace that we're playing with is much better.
Yeah, just a little more to that. What allowed the starters to jump out to that 16-3 lead, I think it was?
It starts with our defense. Our game plan discipline was pretty high tonight. Finishing possessions, we talked about it earlier in the press conference. When we can rebound the ball, when we can get stops and rebound, that's our best basketball. We play in an open floor. You got guys spaced out. We're sharing the basketball. We're knocking down threes. And that first quarter, we saw it 32-18. A lot of it was that, just getting stops and playing.
I think CJ said like maybe 2 weeks ago, he's like, good NBA teams take care of the teams they're supposed to. Yeah. Have you found that to be true in the NBA?
Definitely. And Brooklyn's a good team. They have a ton of talent on that team. We know that they haven't been playing as well as they want to lately, but it was important for us to get off to a great start, maintain it, get a win on our home floor. We know we got a back-to-back coming up, so we took care of business tonight.
Yeah, we talked a lot about the big three and their scoring, but how good was it to see just everybody getting involved tonight and being able to win by such a big margin without anybody even reaching 20 points?
Yeah, it was a shared responsibility tonight offensively. Collectively, all those guys, they moved the basketball. They were unselfish. But it starts with those three. Even though the scoring is double digits with 7 guys, it starts with those three, setting the tone early. And we're extremely proud of our game tonight.
And also part of just the offensive execution was just everybody getting up 3 pointers. And I think everybody, basically except Zion, got up at 3 tonight. I guess how important is that with your ball movement, body movement, just being able to create those shots?
It's how we want to play. When we can play that way, it's hard to guard with as many guys as we have that are capable of making shots. And we just got to continue to do it, continue to watch it on film, work on it in practice in our shoot-arounds, come out during the game and execute it. No matter who we're playing, we just have to continue to trust it. And tonight, it looked well. It looked good, across the board.
Coach, with less than 2 minutes left in the third quarter, your team forced a 24-second violation. You noticed in the fourth quarter, Dyson Daniels denied somebody the ball, his assignment. Are you seeing what you want to see out of this team competitively to where you feel like not only are they playing maybe at their best and the highest level of the season, but they look like they might be ready for what's going to be a daunting road trip?
We're getting there. I'm definitely seeing us come out and have more of a sense of urgency across the board. Like I said, a lot of it is all of our guys, the whole staff, having discussions, being honest about what we want, where we are, and how to make steps towards being the team that we know we can be. And tonight was another step in the right direction.
What do you think of the play where I think Zion got a technical for arguing call where, on replay it looked like Mikal Bridges grabbed him from behind. Fouled. The referees missed that.
I thought he got fouled. And, they got to make that call.
Do you have any thoughts you'd be willing to share just on why Zion sometimes it seems like he gets a tough whistle?
I don't know why. You go back and watch, and you can clearly see he's getting hit. And he's not a guy that normally even argues the calls, but tonight it was really clear, and they gotta call those. It didn't matter his size and strength; he's getting fouled like the next guy.
Coach, January 2nd of 2023, the Pels had just beat the Philadelphia 76ers, number 2 in the West, and then you go through January, and January kind of turned the season upside down. Now you're January 2nd, 2024. You're going on this kind of January road trip. How does last year kind of prepare you for this year's January?
I think the biggest lesson that we can learn from last season is when you go through adversity, you go through hard times, it's how you build character, how you build strength. It's how you build who you're going to be as a team, but also individually as men. And what I loved about our group, everybody, our players, staff, we all stuck together. We went through a tough stretch where we lost, I think, 10 games in a row after being together. We called each other up to be better, and we finished the season strong. And now we want that carryover into this season, and those are the steps that we're building towards. Okay, thank you.
Now that's how you supposed to drive. From now on, that's how you drive.
For all things Pelicans, tuned into the Pelican Postgame Report. Much love to the fam. Appreciate y'all being in this episode of the Pelican Postgame Report. A happy Pelican Postgame Report. The Pels blast the Nets 112-85 to improve to 20-14 on the game. So once again, in the great words of Will Smith, DC.
That's how you must drive. Now that's how you supposed to drive. From now on, that's how you drive.
Spitting in every damn thing. All right. Shout out to the fam being in this one.
That's the PG-13 version, bro. I remember them cussing.
All right. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all being in the stream. Happy New Year's to everybody, man. If I didn't wish y'all Happy New Year. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Pelicans 112-85 over the Brooklyn Nets, man. They plastered, blasted, destroyed the Nets in this one, DC. 3-point shots were falling. They did, they had a lot of effort in this game. And, of course, they were able to kind of sit people down, too, and get ready for a back-to-back matchup that's coming tomorrow as the Pelicans get on the plane tonight, headed to Minnesota to take on them there Timberwolves. But for right now, we'll deal with the Nets tonight. 112-85 DC, early impressions, bro.
My early impressions is that we need to raise some money for Willie Green, because I was enjoying the post-game interview till they asked about the Zion play. Yeah, man, he needs some money so he could speak out against the officials with confidence, right? He had too much compassion on that official, bro.
DC, he gonna keep put that money in his damn pocket, bro.
Man, Willie said they gotta make that call. Man, he sounds so scared saying that, bro. Like, damn, Willie, it's all right, bro. You gotta get fined, Willie. Like, they grab Zion by the top of his shoulders and stuff.
Man, crazy, man.
Yeah, man, that was wild. But other than that, man, excellent night, excellent play from the guys, man. This is what you want to see. Of course, CJ, Zion, and BI didn't all get 20 points again. But, man, it's the next best thing, man. You have 7 guys in double figures. You go out there, you shoot 39 3-pointers, and you hit 16 of them. They started out the game out the gate, man. Just punched and pulled Nets all upside their head, bro. Then after about 5 minutes in the first quarter, they ain't had a chance. It's just an excellent performance all out, man. They turned defense to offense. They look like themselves. This looks like the identity they want to have as a team, man. Playing with what Mo say? With ferocity. And aggression, you know what I'm saying?
And Jose was out there with them damn carnival tricks again, DC. He was out
yeah, Jose out there doing carnival tricks, cartwheels, and all type of flips and getting steals, He hit 3-pointers. He looked better than great. He was a great value tonight, Q. So I guess that's what Moses was talking about, right?
Oh, sometimes that great value is good, man. Shit, that great value get you through some tough times, brother. Hold on now.
2 games in a row, Mose.
Sometimes them carnival tricks are actually entertaining, bro. That.
I think he heard you, Mose.
All right. Shout out to the fam, man. Thank y'all for being here in the stream. Let's hit some quick stats, DC. Then we'll kind of peer into the chat right quick and see what the family members got to say before we go into the preview of this one here. The Pelicans, man, 46.6% shooting from the field, DC, 41 of 88. They hit 16 3-pointers, bro, tonight, 16 of 39 for 41%, very solid. They were 14 of 18 from the foul line for just under 78% on the night. 53 rebounds, bro. 53 rebounds tonight by the Pelicans, 10 steals and 9 blocks. They did have 17 turnovers, but they had a blistering 19-2 in fast break point advantage. Points in the paint 44-42, but how about that fast break point 19-2, bro, in that thing. So anyway, they just ran through the Nets, man, and it really they were up by as much as, well, I thought it was like 28 or something, but it was up by
No, it
as
was
much as
30.
32.
Yeah, 32. There you go. It
32.
was 30 for a long time, man.
I know. 32 points was the longest lead tonight. And also, let me hit some of these little individuals, bro, and then I'll give you a chance to kind of respond to everything tonight. Outside of that, kind of an overall affair. Like, it was pretty easy going. Our top guys like Zion had 26 minutes. He finished with 10 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. He did have 5 turnovers, but he was plus 16 on the plus minus. BI 12 points in 25 minutes. He was 5 of 9 from the field, was perfect from the 3-point line, 2 for 2, 5 assists, 5 boards for him, plus 20. 14 for Herb, who knocked down 2 3-pointers. He was 5 of 10 from the field in 24
Herb
minutes.
back, Q. He out that funk.
Love that, DC. 14 points from him. Anything he can give you offensively is a bonus. He was plus 19 tonight. He led everybody. And then, of course, you look at the Big V. He was a double-double guy in 20 minutes, DC. He was perfect. 5 for 5 from the field. He hit a 3-pointer, and he finished with 11 points and 12 rebounds, plus 17. CJ was cooking in that thing. He led everybody in terms of points. 16 points, 6 of 11 from the field, 4 of 8 from downtown, 16, 5, and 6 rebounds for him, plus 12 with him. And then off the bench, we've seen everybody. They emptied the bench tonight. We even seen KLJ play out there today. They emptied the bench. They got Jayhawk going. He had 26 minutes off the bench. He led everybody. He finished with 11 points in the matchup. He had 2 blocks as well, 2 of 8 from downtown, but he had a pretty damn good effort all the way around. 11 points. He was plus 14 on the plus minus. Then you had 13 points from Jose Alvarado, 22 minutes. He was 4 of 9 from the field, 3 of 6 from downtown. You was plus 16 tonight, DC. 7 for Dyson in 20 minutes. Dyson was out there doing this thing. He was plus 5, but he had 3 assists, a couple of rebounds. He finished with 7 points. He had his guys out there watching him from the land down under. And then other performers, Najee Marshall got 16 minutes, finished with 6 points and a couple of boards. Larry was out there doing what Larry does. Plus 10 for him. Najee was plus 8, 6 points for Larry, 8 rebounds and a couple of steals out there, just doing what Larry Nance does, man.
We definitely missed him, man.
Right. He just is showing you that he is back in full effect. Everybody got an opportunity to get out there and play tonight. It was one of those games, and rightfully so. The Pelicans needed to kind of conserve some of their big guns as we get ready to travel and for tomorrow's matchup against the T-Wolves. But for right now, DC, talk about the individual and some of the statistics that you've seen that you like.
Well, first off, man, when I looked at the fact that Herb and CJ combined took more shots than Zion and BI put together, all I could think about was that Vince Lombardi sound clip. What the hell is going on out there? Like, what is that? And then you look at the score, man, 112, and you look all the way down the line of the roster and how they were able to do it. And the telling sign was the fast break points, man. 19 points on a fast break. They were just getting out and running. They give Zion the ball in the paint, man. If they double him, he kick it out. Everybody's making the right plays. And it's like a game of hot potato, bro. Just make the right play, and whoever got the shot, take it. And, it worked. This brand of basketball, if we can play like this consistently, will be effective against anybody. Now, you're going to have nights like we're going against Minnesota. You playing out on the road, so I don't know if Jose is going to give us 13 points and hit 3. What do you hit? 3 3-pointers or whatever. So, some of those guys might not be able to give you that same effect. But the fact that they're willing to share the ball, man, and kind of look for the hot hand, I think that's how we have to play. Bi, Zion, and CJ scoring 20 points. I really think they was hitting on something and doing that, and just the unselfishness that they're all trying to play with. I'm seeing Bi lock in on the defensive end. He got a block again tonight, man. Bi's about 6 games with a block every game. You know, he really has changed his defensive intensity and turned it up a notch. You see Zion also getting better on that end. Big V, just Big V, man. Big V got double again, double machine. You know, CJ McCullough got it cooking early. They just dismantled these guys early, man, with those some of those fast break points. You know, hitting all those 3-pointers early, getting out, getting them open shots and taking them. And I really love what I was seeing. I feel like I felt very joyful, like my man Slim South said. He said it was a lot of joy watching this game. Yes, it was, man. If you weren't a Pels fan, I think it'd have been very annoying. So you know we got to have compassion for them and mindfulness of the other people who were watching the game too, Slim South. But nonetheless, man, we played together as a unit. They everybody pretty much got a chance to get in the game and score. And the most important thing, we plan on a back-to-back, and you got all your guys under 30 minutes. So getting them to, you know, get that rest early, get ready for that flight, going back, you know, let's see, man. Let's give the best shot we can and go ahead and take Minnesota out again. Tough matchup for anybody all of a sudden now, but Minnesota has always been a tough matchup for us for a while now. So I think this is going to be a real exciting game tomorrow, but just very impressed with what I saw tonight. Although it was a team we're supposed to beat, but the fashion in which they beat them was impressive to me.
Yeah, it was, man. This was it wasn't even close. The Pelicans kept really good distance. They were able to rest their guys. It's gonna be pretty cool coming into this thing now. You know, the Wolves right now are number one in the Northwest. They're 24-8 right now. They're playing pretty good basketball. Now, although they did lose the other night to the Knicks, 112-106, this one's going to be an interesting game here. We know this will be the final game, family, between the Knicks. The T-Wolves and the Pelicans. This will be the final matchup of the season. And right now, the T-Wolves are leading that said matchup 2-1. So we can even up everything right here with a win tomorrow in the Target Center. So, you know who we got to deal with, DC. We know Anthony Edwards is the guy that you have to pay attention to. Over 26 points a game from him. Rudy Gobert is their top guy there. They had listed Trey as a game time decision. So we'll know more about that tomorrow, whether or not he'll be there or not. But he was listed as a
I'm gonna go out on a limb right now, Q, and say he gonna play.
You think he gonna play?
Man, we don't never get GTDs, man.
Yeah. He gets, bro. They had him listed as a game. If I'm not mistaken, they had him listed as a game time decision tonight.
GTD stand for got to do it. he gonna be out there tomorrow, bro. Okay. Got to do it. You know, they playing on a back-to-back, man. Obviously they wasn't gonna play him tonight. It's playing on back-to-back, so probably could have played tonight. But what's the point in that? You seen what happened without him? They really need him.
Right.
So tomorrow, you ain't gonna get away with that. You know, everybody ain't gonna be able to have I guess their best game. But one man right here wanted to make a comment. Youngblood. Yeah, reading some of these comments, man. I think this is a good one. Youngblood 46. Willie Green said he thought Larry Nance was the piece they were missing. Looks like he was right.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. And keep in mind, if Trey plays, we're gonna have Trey and Larry this time to counterbalance us actually playing Minnesota with Ant-Man, because we did beat them. But last time we beat Minnesota, they did not have Anthony Edwards. And since he came back, have they lost the game? They've been on a little bit of a tear lately. Were we the last people to give them a team to give them a loss?
What, Minnesota?
Yeah, is that up here? I think they got the games under.
And the Knicks
they got the games under the. I don't know.
Yeah, the Knicks beat them the other
The
night.
Knicks beat 'em. Okay.
Yeah, the
Okay.
Knicks beat
But
them
they
with
only got
OG there. OG's first game there with the
okay.
Knicks. Yeah, he helped them lose that one. So yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I know
so
they're like 24-7 or 24-9, something like that. Got a hell of a record, man. It's not gonna be an easy game.
right.
You got to do multiple things to be able to win this game. I think rebounding is gonna be huge. The team to win on the boards, I think is gonna come out with the victory in this one because Minnesota don't play with that as well, and we have problems sometimes. Rebounding and giving up offensive rebounds against bigger teams. Although for some reason, Rudy Gobert seems to give everybody in the league trouble, except for Zion. Man, I don't know what it is. He can't stop Zion to save his life. So we got that going in our favor. And we also, as you see the standings right here, we moving on up, Q.
Yes, we are, bro.
We moving on up, man. We need to cue that George Jefferson, bro. We moving on up to the Western Conference.
Yeah, we got a lot of work to do, DC.
To a
But
deluxe spot in the sky.
we got to. I can see why you play the guitar, brother. But listen,
Oh, we're moving on up.
all right, all right. All right, so yeah, we will. I mean, they're number 6 right now. Minnesota's number 1 in the West currently. We play them tomorrow. That'll be interesting. We do have OKC this month. We have Denver this month. We have Clippers. The Clippers match up on Friday when we get back from Minnesota. So we have that. We'll play Sacramento. So DC, all of these teams, Phoenix in Houston, we'll see them. We'll see Dallas. So the majority of the teams that are ahead of us currently, we will see them in the month of January. So this is going to be a tough stretch of games, no doubt about it. Matter of fact, Lexxah got a report that she filed. That'll be coming out. I think it's tomorrow morning. Maybe tonight or tomorrow morning. I think it's tomorrow morning. Or she'll cover a lot of this stuff about the schedule. So just to put y'all on game about that. But yeah, DC, looking at some of this, man, you're looking at some of the statistics for the Minnesota game, bro. Check these out, man. You see where the Pelicans are at in terms of their stats, 116 a game, that's 12th, giving up 113, that's 12th. Minnesota 113 a game, that's 21st, but they are top in opposition points per game at 107.5.
Look how close these is. It's pretty close, bro.
Yes. Yes, you see they're second in opposition field goal percentage, doing that thing. And of course, top 4 in 3-point shooting or 3-point percentage, top 4 in the NBA. 8th in foul attempts there, as you can see, and free throw percentage, they're top 11. 13 in the game. Rebound Pelicans are 12th. And then, of course, you scroll all the way down. You see the Pelicans doing their thing. Top 3 in the NBA in steals. The Wolves are top 6 in terms of block. No surprise when you got Rudy Gobert there. You can look at some of the really good stats that the Pels have. DC 48+% field goal shooting. That's top 10 in the NBA. Top 10 in opposition field goal percentage as well. Top 5 in free throw attempts. Top 5, 27.7, but free throw percentage, DC, is 25th with just over 76%. So your top 5 ain't getting them, but you're 25th ranked team in terms of percentage.
But still, you talking about, man, like, man, it's crazy the talent in the league, man. The difference between some of these statistics and them being in front of them, you're talking about tenths of a percentage, man. That is crazy. But yeah, free throw percentage, I think that's one we got to do better at, man. I didn't realize we were 5th in attempts. That's pretty damn good. We got to make more of those, man. We need to be at least middle of the pack.
Right.
We can't be 25th on percentage, but shooting we're shooting 75%, so that's still not the worst. You like to bump it up to about 78, 79. But nonetheless, all they got to focus on is tomorrow night. So they can hit their free throws tomorrow night. Then none of that ain't gonna matter. Got Mike Conley, everybody healthy. So they got their full starting lineup, man. Jaden McDaniels, Paul Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert. They got NAW on their bench, man. It's been playing pretty good for them too. Nas Reed always has big games against us. Got slow-mo over there.
Yep.
Man, we gonna get the full
Yeah, Shake
full
Milton
plate
off the
tomorrow,
bench.
man. So this is going, yeah, Shake Middleton. Can't forget about
Yeah,
him. He's
yeah,
definitely a good piece.
yeah,
Pretty solid all the way around team, man. And
yeah.
we're gonna have a nice test. Nice test tomorrow, man. This newfound uh sense of urgency and mindfulness and compassion and joy the Pelicans are playing with, man.
Don't
It's gonna be
forget
put to the test.
don't forget the red banner, which outweighs the blue banners on the opposite wall, which was together. Okay. So,
Okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
remember I showed you that we solved the mystery of the opposite wall. With
Yeah.
banners on the opposite wall, and I
So
showed
they're gonna have to put the mindfulness, compassion, and joy all together to be
that's
able to get
on
the victory, right?
that's on the opposite wall. The wall that you never see is they got a red banner. There's two big pictures in the corner, like it's two big ass
Who the
pictures.
pictures? Who in the pictures?
It's players. It's like
Alvin
basketball.
Gentry?
No, it's not like somebody standing. It's smiles like basketball pictures up. I'm gonna show them to you one of these
Okay.
days, and
Okay.
then but there's a big red banner there that says together, and that's the one that you see. That's I think it's right beyond the one of the basketball goals on the left hand side that we never see. So yeah, that's I kind of solved the mystery of that as well. So anyway, Molly Mall says, do the Pelicans still make a trade before the deadline here? That's a good question there. We talked about this on the
Yeah,
other show.
Marley. They have to. There's no reason for us to go into the luxury tax for Kyra Lewis. Like, I mean, he's pretty much don't matter if he play or not, terms of us winning. So because of that, I think they have to pull off some type of trade. Now, will we get rid of Big V? Will we be trying to
I
trade a
think that's the
PI,
question.
Zion, or CJ? If they continue to play like this, man, and before the trade deadline, you're looking at the Pels in the top 4. I don't think they do anything like that. But we could pull off a trade to get an additional piece and move off Kyra. We're definitely doing that. Even if we got to give up a first round draft pick, they
Yeah,
probably definitely gonna do that. Now, what we could get back with that first rounder, I don't know. So will we be willing to trade a guy like Najee and Kyra to actually get a meaningful player back?
yeah. If they're not, you can't let them walk out of here for nothing, especially Najee.
But a
If you're
first
not,
round pick though?
I don't know for a first round.
Maybe we should just buy Kyra out and keep our pick.
Look, this is the thing I'm seeing, DC. The biggest, I guess, if you have to prioritize them, Valanciunas would be the biggest chip there because they try to come to a consensus or whatever, a agreement before the season started, and then it just fell apart. They couldn't make the numbers work. Val didn't like what they were offering, so the talks were off. Then it came out that he was placed on the trade block. So that's what they had. That I mean, Val's been playing really well, and whether or not the Pelicans say, "Hey, you know what? He showed them enough for them to kind of make that money closer to what he wants. Maybe not 100% of what he wants, but kind of move maybe 80%, 85% close to what he's asking for, perhaps to kind of schmooze him to kind of sign a deal or whatnot. But if it falls apart, really, the Pelicans, the way he's playing, it really amplifies his trade value, to be honest with you. But if they can't come to come to an agreement on the deal prior to the trade deadline, you got to get rid of him. You're gonna have to trade him. And like I said, the two players now. There's some stuff but the top player they're linking to the Pelicans, and we'll get more of this month. Like I was kind of warning and family members about when the year changed over. When you seen I mentioned the Toronto trade and the New York trade, I was like, yeah, that kind of is going to kick off a lot of stuff that's going to kind of happen during this trade season, January going into February. You'll hear a lot of stuff. The only guy we're hearing consistently is Jared Allen. So is it smoke? Is there fire? Where the smoke is fire around this
Well,
particular
we've been hearing Jared Allen's name for
for a
about
while, bro.
2-3 years now, man. So I
Yeah.
definitely think that could be something real. Maybe that's a guy that Willie wants. I'm not on board with it. If we got him, I don't think that would be the worst thing in the world. I don't think Jared Allen is a bad player. I don't see the point in giving up him, getting him and giving up JV. It just seems like a little bit of a lateral move or a move you could lose on. Offensively, I understand those third quarters are, man, they're atrocious sometimes with our starting unit. So they definitely got to find a way to fix that. I think that could be fixed with something as simple as maybe starting Trey out the half. Like,
Yeah.
okay, we don't have him be a starter, but why couldn't you start him after halftime to
Mhm.
kind of fix those laws in the third quarter? You know, but you know the Pels gotta get their lumps, man. You know they gotta bump their head. We gotta our coach is a little stubborn, so he's gonna take his time with with fixing things like that. But the way they're playing now, if they continue to play at this rate, that pretty much be the only thing you wanna kind of tinker with, man. It's just these third quarters, and then you can say like late in the game, how we fumbled away so many games in the clutch. But the real Achilles heel with all those double digit losses were the third quarters, man. I think.
Yeah, yeah. Trey definitely solves a lot of stuff. DC. Plus, you've seen the Pelicans do a wonderful job of getting Jordan Hawkins out there, giving him like 20 something odd minutes of action tonight. And then you've seen that lineup, DC, of off the bench of Jose Alvarado, Dyson Daniels, and Jordan Hawkins, in there as well, using those guys together. Having some defense with some shooting and some hustle there. That was an interesting combination there. All right. Stephanie says, when do y'all think Matt Ryan will be back? Well, they said he was going to be out 6 to 8 weeks from what it was, that right elbow surgery. They said they removed the loose bodies in his right elbow, which they said approximately 6 to 8 weeks. That was Andrew Lopez, and that was about 21 days ago. So 6 to 8 weeks, and that was 21 days ago. DC, that time frame don't really put him where does that span him out if we use that 21 days, 6 to 8 weeks, and that was 21 days ago when Andrew Lopez put that out there. What would that put us at?
Well, I mean, we talking business days or just regular days?
Just kind of updating that timeline.
I would see us realistically having another 2 to 3 weeks before we could have a conversation about him potentially returning. That was 21 days ago.
21 days ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a while, man. Don't worry though, he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan, I think when he does come back, he's definitely gonna get minutes. I don't think Willie that crazy.
Yeah, his hustle plus his shooting ability. That's gonna be
I kind of think it's a blessing in disguise because when he comes back, we're looking to potentially be, around the All-Star break, after the All-Star break, right? I think that could work in our favor down the stretch, man. Going into the playoffs, where you got somebody that they maybe ain't been watching so much. If he kept lighting it up the way he was lighting it up, maybe it's harder to maybe we get him. He comes back, he shows he still can play, and we sign him to a contract immediately or something. I think it's gonna wind up working out in our favor this way by him missing a lot of his time because the way that dude was shooting, man, you talking about what he was taking about maybe 6 or 7 attempts a game, shooting them at like 50%.
Mhm.
That was crazy, man. And he carried that for what, a stretch of maybe 15 games or so.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Was
he's
games, yeah.
pretty hot, man. Pretty hot.
Yeah, he fits, man. You just put him in there, man. I think but this year, man, the Pelicans have really been fortunate, really blessed by these free agents that they picked up. You're talking about Jeremiah Robinson Earl and what he, his hustle ability and what he brought in there, and then Matt Ryan, what he's done, and then the Jordan Hawkins doing his stuff. You've seen maturation in several players. You see Dyson Daniels when he's in rhythm, him knocking down shots.
Man, Dyson, he got to get the braids. He got to get the braids back. When he had the braids, he was a lot more aggressive. Need to get back with that chick from Uptown or whoever he was with, bro. Back getting his hair braided. I like that.
He didn't do too bad. He didn't do too bad
tonight. Yeah,
he didn't do too bad. He had his people there watching him, man. So he had to put on the show for him, bro. They come that far. You can't be having 2 points and shit. He had to step up and do his to see Dyson get 2 points and 4 rebounds, bro. No, you got to step it up. I'm glad he did step it up on that way. All right, Mary says, let me ask this question. Who do we trade JV for that makes us way better? I mean,
Nobody.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what?
I mean, unless we're doing imaginary trades and trying to trade people that aren't in the conversation for being traded.
Nah. The thing is, DC, at some point, the Pelicans have to reevaluate what Valanciunas means to them, right? And we talking about in terms of dollar value too, to see if those two can't, bridge the gap, so to speak. And of course, we know we have some money stuff that we have to look at down the line, but you can't pay everybody. But Valanciunas is he's a top 5, top 10 big in the NBA. Very skilled. The guy hits threes. If you get him going early, like he hustles, um, he's in there fighting. He blocks shots. He don't block shots at the rate that you would expect a guy, that size does. But he passes. He shoots the threes. He's a hustle guy. He gives effort. And then if you get him involved offensively early, then his defense improves. So I mean, they might have to kind of look at that, man. Because I mean, your perspective, your eval got to change, man, between what you've seen early in the year when the contract negotiation broke out before the season started, and then what you see right now is definitely a difference. Now, a lot of that could be motivated for him to get a big deal because most of these times, some of these guys do this, but Bell's been an available big guy that's been there for a while doing and putting in work for the Pelicans. Even when other guys were hurt, Bell was out there putting in work. So they got Trey and Jalen, they got some thinking to do on that, man, and maybe they can kind of bridge that gap. But if they can't, y'all know this is a business, and y'all know what we got to do. So
Yeah, it could also be a situation where the Pels could be looking at it to be addition by subtraction. There's conversation of wanting to get Trey his contract and starter minutes and all of that.
right,
Well, us being realistic, man, we know that has to come at the expense of somebody, right?
yeah,
Who that is, we don't know yet. We like to hope and maybe wish that we can keep everything intact, but if Trey continues to play on the trajectory we expect him to, it just ain't gonna be enough money for everybody whenever they decide to do that. I don't know if maybe they can convince him to take a smaller deal before taking a big one or whatever. But maybe Big V is a casualty in the fact of that, because you can't realistically ask Big V to come back and play for less than $15 million a year. $15 million a year for him is basically a bargain. So maybe they're looking at that. And but then if we do that, then getting a guy like Jared Allen wouldn't make any sense to me. So then you're back to square one of, are we even doing the trade? Like, will this make any sense at all? Unless, we're trying to get rid of CJ McCullough or BI or whatever. And to be honest, man, if BI can keep playing the way he's been playing, upgrading his defense and continuously shooting that three ball, I don't think any team in the league that had him would be trying to trade him. The potential is just too high. So then you got to look at a guy like Zion. You're back on that conversation. Will we be trading Zion? And we all agree that would be stupid. CJ McCullough, the way he's played lately, not really seeing a reason to trade him. But me, myself, have actually proposed a trade with DeJounte Murray or something like that. But still, all of these things, like how do you do that, bring money back, get money off the books and all of this and free up money at the same time, it's a whole process. Are the Pels even thinking like that? Or what if the Pels some type of way miraculously reached the number 1 or 2 seed again and Miss Benson just cool with paying a luxury tax?
I think that's the DC. That's one of the things you got to really
We
think
don't
about.
never talk about that. We don't
Right.
talk. J Black just had it up there with his comment. He said, "Well, what you had up there? If we move up the top 10 in offense and defense, we will be a championship team. Offense ranked 15th, defense ranked 8th. Just 5 more spots offensively." And that's very doable, Jay Black. We didn't have games where we scored 140 points. If the Pels score 125, like nobody's batting an eye. That's normal to us. So I think that's easily doable for them to move in the top 10 offensively. And are they looking at it that way? We got this offense. These guys are putting it together defensively. Larry was the missing piece. Because I'm not gonna lie, since Larry came back, our defense has went to another level. Like he's doing a hell of a job anchoring the back line of the defense and also communicating. Man, I hear him talking a lot, and he got other guys talking
Yep.
because he talks.
Yes.
So Larry is making a huge difference with a lot of intangible things and just things that come down to winning. So I don't know, man. If they get into the top 10, does that guarantee us a championship? That's what you're saying, Jay Black? Or are
I
you
don't know
saying
if
that
it,
puts us in the conversation? Because I
well,
definitely agree with putting us in the conversation.
I mean, if you're paying luxury, DC, you got to have a real good reason to want to pay it to the luxury. Like if you got a contending team, that's probably one of the only ways that you would consider it. Like if this team is competing, like at that highest level, like they're in the conversation, they're up there, they're going to the Western Conference Final, stuff like that. That I would have to say that has to be a thought in her head to be like, yeah, I'll pay that, man. This team is a team right now. We have a certain amount of time that we want to be able to take advantage of this, and let's see how this goes. Let's roll the dice and see how this goes. So I think that's probably one of the only reasons that you would consider getting into the luxury if you're a team like the Pelicans. I mean, for real, if you're up there like that, then you have to consider that, man. But they have other things they want to do. You know, they want to be able to, they want some renovations to the arena, or they want a brand new arena. That's the level they have to be on to get it. They have to be up.
There you go, Q. There you go.
So there you go.
So if you want that new arena, somebody got to go in their purse. Huh?
Yeah, and she ain't gonna be going deep, bro. Cause I mean, $6 billion.
Didn't they just list her as the richest? I think she's the richest person in our state, right?
She was rich. She was the richest person in the state the year before with $5 billion. She made $1 billion this year. They just put it in Forbes to $6 billion. That she made $1 billion. So yes, she is the richest person in the state of Louisiana. I ain't gonna get to why she's the richest person. I mean, there are other ways and factors we could talk about, but we'll do that for another show. But
This is
outside of that,
PPR, Q.
yes, that's right, DC.
It's
That's
not
right.
a detective show, okay?
That's right. That's right. That's right. But yeah, that would be one of the main reasons that we see that kind of thing happening in terms of the luxury, bro. But yeah, everybody can't get paid. But Valanciunas is really making them think about, hey man, we might have misjudged this guy. We wanted because the conversation was that Val was a big plotting guy. They were not using him correctly, DC, last year. This year they are using him a lot better. And remember,
They still can improve on that usage, though.
you're right. They headed in the right
I
direction.
still haven't seen them utilize him with certain. I think he has a place with the second team sometimes, man. And
I agree with that.
we don't ever. I don't like. We have these offensive laws with the second unit, and like they never thought to have a JV unit or like a second unit built around him.
Right.
I don't understand why we don't try things like that, and that will relieve some of those minutes you obviously don't want to use him to close with, right?
Yeah, I mean that him against the second team would definitely be toward his advantage. But like I
Takes a
said,
little creativity, man, and imagination, bro.
they feel he's too comfortable with Larry in that role. Well,
No, Larry can stay in that role, but I'm saying like,
you want to
when you
switch?
notice these nights, like we all see it. When you got he throw Najee out there and Jose, and they just don't have it tonight, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't have the juice. Like we don't have a backup plan for that. Like okay, let's go with this JV instead of staggering Bi and Zion and all of this with these guys. Let's go with the JV unit. Let's kind of have him be one of those guys. Move him out of the starting lineup, put Larry in there with more of the starters this game, and flip it. Close the game with Larry. Just talking about in between the second and third quarters.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bunch of different ways you can do it, man. And Mary Kay said a rotation with JV and Trey. That would be interesting. Just a lot of different ways you can go about doing things. I think that we see coaches who really have their finger on the pulse of a game and understand the switches in momentum. When that momentum is lost and knowing how to correct certain things quickly or maybe do something different to correct it because they may have been anticipating that, or they had a backup plan for their backup plan,
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be fascinating. We got some time for them to be going over, but yeah, you're gonna be a lot of rumors in January going forward with Val, man. And like I said, remember he's improved on a lot of stuff and how they use him. DC, it's not totally perfect. Remember those picks he used to make? When he'll he used to get fouled. They'll call
not
him.
the impatient screener again.
Dude, they would always foul and hit them with the foul on that. He's gotten so much better. And how they utilizing him with that, so he's not getting all that foul trouble would kind of just mess up his rhythm of the game and whatnot. But like I said, they still are kind of far off and getting to where they could totally be able to fully utilize him the correct way. Well, we'll see where that is, because it could be one of the others. This could be something where they feel like, yeah, we're building to something good, or then again, it could be just them building up his trade value to move him out of here. We don't know how these people are thinking with this, man. We'll see. We'll just have to wait and see.
My man Mo's got a comment for Lex, huh? Say, hey DC, tell Lex I hear a little Eveline Champagne King in her voice with a twist of Stephanie Mills. Wow, that's an interesting mix right there, man.
Champagne King and Stephanie Mills. Wow, that's a compliment, brother Mose. She
got a hell of a voice, man.
She got some. Lex got some pipes on her, man. She got range, man. Very talented lady, very talented, man. But yeah, fam. But anyway, with that being said, fam, we're gonna get ready to get out on here. Listen, we will return tomorrow night for the Pels and Minnesota matchup, man. This is going to be a really good test for our Pelicans to start the year off, man. After whipping on the Brooklyn Nets. Gonna be fun watching what goes on in this matchup. We'll return tomorrow after the game. So if you're not a subscriber, please feel free to smash on the subscribe button and join the Pelican Postgame Report.
What's wrong with that boy eye, man? That's what happened after you come out the blender.
Hey, that's right. Punched him in the damn eye. That's what happened.
Punched him upside the head, huh? He got the 85 right up under him too.
Yeah, CJ did it. He smacked the shit out of him.
Look how he's smiling. CJ looked like he did.
All right, so y'all feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. By all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. PPR, #1 independent, longest running Pelican podcast in the game. Y'all feel free to share the links as well in this mugs. So with that being said, we're going to get on that. We appreciate y'all. We'll be back tomorrow.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember,